The global energy system is undergoing the most profound transformation in over a century. And this is far more than just building wind turbines and electric cars. It's a structural shift that touches every sector, from power generation to transport, infrastructure, industry, even software and materials. This energy transition is already impacting markets worth 25 trillion, heading towards 50 trillion by 2050. This momentum is fueled by several drivers. Technology keeps on improving, electricity demand is soaring, energy security is back on the agenda, and policy is mobilizing capital. With these tailwinds, clean energy investment has already overtaken fossil fuel investments globally. But creating cleaner energy is not enough. It also has to be affordable and reliable. Few solutions hit all three perfectly, and the best investments move the system closer to a balance. That's why hybrid systems and intermediate fuels like natural gas are also part of the journey, because they are essential to keep up with the demand. Today, global electricity demand is growing by 4% per year. That's the fastest rate in decades. It means that we'll be adding the equivalent of Japan's entire power consumption every single year until 2027. This energy is used in anything from electrified transport and heating to industrial modernization and also the massive rise of data. But despite massive demand, supply is struggling to keep up. For example, 3,000 gigawatts of solar and wind are waiting in grid connection queues. That's more than 5 times the renewable capacity added in 2022. Built, but not yet usable. To catch up, grid investments need to roughly double to 600 billion per year by 2030. On the raw materials side, limited workforce and slow permitting are also a drag, with new mines often taking 12 plus years from discovery to production. Thankfully, governments are taking the supply-demand gap seriously, and policy is becoming increasingly favorable to investments across the entire energy value chain. First, with raw materials. For lithium, copper, nickel, cobalt, and rare earths, demand rises under every scenario, with opportunities from mining, refining, to recycling and substitution. Then there's generation. Solar and wind are the backbone of the transition. They made up over 85% of new power capacity in 2023 and are the cheapest new electricity in much of the world. Solar PV costs fell nearly 90% over the past decade. But even at scale, they depend on variable winds and sunshine. That is why other technologies are needed to balance this weakness. Like hydropower, which is responsible for most large-scale storage today, or battery storage, which has surged past 40 gigawatts of grid-scale deployment in 2023 and may need to reach nearly 1,000 gigawatts by 2030. Low-carbon options like natural gas are also critical. LNG still produces over 20% of global electricity and hit new trading highs in 2024. Nuclear still supplies about 10% of global electricity, and in advanced economies it remains the largest single source of low-carbon power. Next, there's infrastructure. Grids, storage, EV charging. Clean power only works if it shows up where and when it's needed. That means grids, storage, and electrification at scale. The world may need 80 million kilometers of power lines added or refurbished by 2040, enough to wrap around the Earth 2,000 times. And with 240 million plus EVs projected by 2030, charging networks become critical infrastructure in their own rights. Enabling tech are also a fast-growing category. Beneath the surface are lesser-known enabler technologies, the hidden infrastructure that keeps the entire system running. Things like advanced materials or software. According to the IEA, AI-driven energy management can save up to 110 billion a year and unlock 175 gigawatts of capacity, roughly France's electricity output. And finally, there's the end use. Demand-side electrification pulls the whole system forward, from EVs to smart buildings, or even carbon capture in industrial processes. The energy value chain is vast and allows for diversification across infrastructure, materials, technology, and end-use applications. Investors who see the full value chain are best positioned to benefit from hidden winners or structural losers, in a megatrend that touches every corner of the modern economy. For investors ready to look deeper and think bigger, the energy transition is the investment opportunity of a generation. If you're looking to position yourself in this generational megatrend, reach out to Blue Lakes.